Listen up. Success doesn't come to the passive. It doesn't bow to the weak. It doesn't show up for the person who sits back waiting for the right time. No. Success belongs to those who are willing to force themselves to do what must be done, whether they feel like it or not. Every person you admire, every champion, every high achiever, you know what separates them from the rest? They force themselves beyond their excuses. They force themselves to keep going when others quit. They force themselves to take action when their feelings tell them to stop. Because here's the truth, your feelings will betray you. Your emotions will try to talk you out of your destiny. They'll whisper, not today. You're too tired. You're not ready. Maybe later. But if you listen to that voice, you'll stay stuck. You'll never break through. You'll never step into the life that was meant for you. Success doesn't just happen. It doesn't show up uninvited. It doesn't land in your lap because you wished for it, prayed for it, or thought about it long enough. Success comes to those who demand it, those who chase it down, and those who refuse to accept anything less. You cannot wait for success to come knocking on your door. You have to force your way into it. The people who win in life are not necessarily the smartest, the most talented, or even the most experienced. They are the ones who have mastered the ability to push past resistance and do whatever it takes to get where they want to go. The reason most people never achieve the success they desire is because they let obstacles dictate their actions. The moment things get hard, they slow down. The second they feel discomfort, they retreat. The minute their plan doesn't go exactly as expected, they start questioning if it's meant to be. But those who achieve true success understand that nothing in life will ever be handed to them. Every level they rise to requires force to break past limiting beliefs, force to keep moving when their body and mind beg them to quit, and force to push through when everything around them says. Success is not a straight road. It is filled with resistance at every turn. The resistance is there to test you, to see how bad you really want it. Life will push back against your efforts, and it will demand proof of your commitment. It will ask, do you really want this? Are you willing to endure? Will you keep going even when there is no evidence that what you're doing is working? And if you don't have the resolve to force your way forward, life will hand your opportunity to someone else, someone who is willing to fight for it. There will be moments when everything in you will want to stop. Your body will feel tired, your mind will be exhausted, and you will be tempted to listen to that voice that says, maybe this isn't for you. That is the moment where force becomes necessary. Force yourself to get up when you feel like staying down. Force yourself to take another step when your legs feel heavy. Force yourself to believe in your vision even when you can't yet see the results. This is what separates those who win from those who settle. Most people have dreams, but very few have the willpower to make those dreams a reality. They admire success from a distance, but they are unwilling to endure the process required to obtain it. They wish for success, but they never force themselves to go after it with everything they've got. Wishing, hoping, and waiting have never built empires. It has always been forceful in action, force in belief, and force in execution. Your comfort zone is the enemy of success. It will try to hold you in a place of ease, convincing you that tomorrow is a better day to start. It will tell you that you need more time, more resources, or more knowledge before you take the next step. But the truth is, the only way to get what you want is to force yourself to move now. There is never a perfect time. There will always be reasons to wait, but those reasons are just illusions meant to keep you from stepping into the life you were meant to live. Forcing yourself to succeed means making a decision and sticking with it no matter what. It means staying committed even when progress is slow, even when others doubt you, and even when your own mind tries to convince you to quit. It means developing the kind of resilience that refuses to let circumstances dictate your future. It means showing up for yourself every single day with the mindset that you will not stop until you reach your destination. No one will hand you success. No one will come and save you from the work. No one will do it for you. You have to take full responsibility for your future and understand that the only way forward is through force. It is not about waiting until you feel like doing it. It is about doing it regardless of how you feel. The moment you decide to force yourself past every excuse, every limitation, and every setback, that is the moment you take control of your day. Feelings are unpredictable. One day you wake up motivated, ready to take on the world. The next day you feel sluggish, uninspired, and hesitant to move forward. If you allow your emotions to dictate your actions, you will never be consistent, and without consistency, success is impossible. The people who achieve great things in life are not those who always feel like doing the work, but those who do it regardless of how they feel. They have trained themselves to move, to act, and to execute their plans, even when they are tired, uninspired, or uncertain. Discipline is what separates the dreamers from the achievers. Dreamers operate based on emotion. When they feel excited, they work hard. When they feel discouraged, they slow down or quit. But achievers know that success is not about how you feel in the moment. It's about what you do consistently over time. They understand that emotions are temporary, but results come from sustained effort. That's why they refuse to let their feelings control their actions. They push forward even when it's hard, even when their energy is low, and even when the progress seems invisible. If you only work when you feel like it, you will always stay stuck. The reason most people never reach their potential is because they have not mastered discipline. They wait for motivation, and when it doesn't come, they make excuses. They let their emotions decide whether or not they take action. But the truth is, motivation is a luxury. It comes and goes. Discipline, on the other hand, is a choice. It is the ability to commit to a task and follow through with it no matter what. The people who succeed are those who have conditioned themselves to operate on discipline, not emotion. There will be days when you don't feel like showing up. Your mind will tell you to rest. Your body will crave comfort. Your emotions will try to convince you that it's okay to take a break. But this is the very moment where discipline must take over. Discipline is the voice inside you that says, get up and do it anyway. Discipline is the force that keeps you moving when everything inside you wants to stop. Discipline is what allows you to put in the work, even when no one is watching, even when no one is applauding, and even when no immediate reward is in sight. Success does not belong to the most talented. It belongs to the most disciplined. There are countless people with talent who never reach their goals because they lack the discipline to apply themselves daily. They rely on their natural abilities, thinking that talent alone will carry them. But talent without discipline is wasted potential. Meanwhile, those who may not have the same level of talent, but have an unshakable work ethic, a commitment to discipline, and an unwavering drive will surpass the talented every single time. Every major breakthrough in life comes down to one simple truth. Will you stay committed when it's hard? Will you push through when the excitement wears off? Will you keep showing up when no one is clapping for you? That is the test of discipline. Feelings fluctuate, but discipline remains steady. It is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It is the tool that turns dreams into reality. Those who master discipline understand that success is not built in a day, but it is built daily through small, consistent, intentional action. Most people fail not because they lack ability, but because they lack the discipline to stay the course. They start strong, but when the initial excitement fades, they slow down. They convince themselves that they will get back on track tomorrow, but tomorrow turns into next week, next month, next year. Before they know it, they are stuck in the same place, wondering why their life hasn't changed. But those who succeed have made a decision. They will not wait for the perfect mood, the perfect moment, or the perfect conditions. They will discipline themselves to take action no matter what. If you want to transform your life, you must train yourself to act beyond emotion. You must build the habit of following through even when the circumstances are not ideal. You must develop the ability to keep going when others stop, to push forward when others quit, and to stay locked in when others lose focus. Because at the end of the day, your success will not be determined by how you feel. It will be determined by what you do. Most people are waiting for motivation to strike before they take action. They sit around hoping for the perfect wave of inspiration to hit them, believing that once they feel excited enough, they'll finally start working toward their goals. But that's not how success works. Motivation is not the cause of action. It is the result of action. If you wait to feel motivated before you move, you will stay stuck exactly where you are. The secret that high achievers understand is that movement creates momentum. The simple act of starting, even when you don't feel like it, generates the very motivation you think you need before you begin. The reason so many people fail to reach their potential is that they let their emotions control their actions. They wake up feeling tired, so they skip their workout. They don't feel inspired, so they put off working on their business. They aren't excited, so they procrastinate on their goals. But emotions are unreliable, and if you depend on them to determine your level of effort, you will always struggle with inconsistency. The only way to break this cycle is to take action first. Action is what shifts your mindset, boosts your energy, and ignites the motivation you've been waiting for. Think about a time when you didn't feel like doing something, but once you started, your energy changed. Maybe you didn't feel like going to the gym, but once you began your workout, you felt stronger and more motivated to push through. Maybe you didn't feel like working on your project, but once you sat down and got into the flow, your excitement grew. This is proof that action is the trigger for motivation, not the other way around. If you can train yourself to take that first step, even when you don't feel like it, the rest will follow. Most people never start because they believe they need to feel ready. They think they need more energy, more inspiration, or more confidence before they can move forward. But readiness is a lie. No one ever truly feels ready in the beginning. The confidence, the excitement, and the momentum you're looking for are built through action. The more you move, the more capable you feel. The more you do, the more inspired you become. Sitting around waiting for motivation is like waiting for a fire to start without striking the match. You have to create the spark first, and that spark is action. The people who succeed in life are not the ones who have the most motivation. They are the ones who have learned how to take action even when motivation is absent. They understand that feelings come and go, but discipline and movement are what create progress. Every time they take a step forward, no matter how small, they build momentum. And momentum is powerful. It turns small efforts into massive results over time. The person who takes small, consistent steps will always outpace the person who waits for the perfect burst of motivation. Fear and doubt lose their power when you take action. Many people hesitate to move forward because they overthink, analyze, and second-guess themselves into paralysis. They imagine every possible failure, every potential setback, and every reason why they might not succeed. But action eliminates doubt. The moment you step forward, you shift your focus from thinking to doing, and doing builds confidence. You stop worrying about what might go wrong and start proving to yourself that you are capable. One small step forward is often all it takes to break free from fear and hesitation. The most successful people are not exempt from laziness, doubt, or lack of motivation. They just refuse to let those things dictate their actions. They don't always feel like showing up, but they show up anyway. They don't always feel like working, but they work anyway. And because they consistently take action, they build a natural momentum that keeps them moving forward, even on the days when motivation is low. Over time, this momentum compounds, and before they know it, they have created the success others only dream about. If you can master the habit of taking action before you feel motivated, you will unlock a level of power that most people never experience. You will no longer be controlled by fleeting emotions or temporary states of mind. You will become the kind of person who gets things done regardless of circumstances. And as you continue to move, motivation will chase after you. The energy, excitement, and inspiration you've been waiting for will show up, not because you sat around hoping for it, but because you forced yourself to move first. Too many people convince themselves that they are not ready. They believe they need more resources, more knowledge, more time, or someone else's permission before they can step into their destiny. But the truth is, everything you need to succeed is already within you. You don't need more validation, more credentials, or the perfect circumstances to begin. You simply need to recognize the power that is already inside of you and use what you have. The people who win in life are not the ones who wait for external advantages. They are the ones who take what they've got and make it work. There is a dangerous lie that keeps people stuck. The belief that something is missing. They tell themselves, if only I had more money, then I could start. If only I had more connections, then I could grow. If only I had more experience, then I would be successful. But these are just excuses dressed up as logic. The reality is most people already have enough to start, but because they don't recognize it, they never take action. They underestimate their own potential, waiting for something external to make them feel capable, when in reality, capability is built through action. History is filled with people who started with nothing, no money, no experience, no network, yet they forced themselves to move forward with what they had. They didn't wait for more. They used what was available to them, and through persistence, they created more. Every great entrepreneur, leader, and world changer began with limited resources, but they refused to let that be an excuse. They understood that their success was not determined by what they started with, but by what they did with what they had. The difference between those who succeed and those who stay stuck is not resources, it's mindset. You already have a mind capable of learning, growing, and adapting. You already have the ability to make decisions, solve problems, and take action. You already have access to knowledge, whether through books, mentors, or experience. You already have the ability to connect with people, build relationships, and create opportunities. If you truly understand how much power you already have, you will stop looking for reasons to wait and start using what's in front of you. The moment you shift from thinking you lack something to realizing you are already equipped, everything changes. Most people fail not because they lack resources, but because they lack resourcefulness. They focus on what they don't have instead of using what they do have. They see obstacles instead of opportunities. But the people who rise up and create success are the ones who take whatever is in their hands, no matter how small, and use it to build something greater. They don't complain about limitations, they innovate. They don't wait for the perfect conditions, they create their own opportunities. They understand that success is not about having everything, it's about maximizing what you already have. If you constantly tell yourself you're not ready, you will never start. If you keep waiting for more, you will always feel like something is missing. But when you make the decision to move forward with what you have right now, you step into a level of power most people never tap into. You stop making excuses and start taking action. You stop focusing on limitations and start looking for solutions. You stop waiting for someone to give you permission and realize that you are already qualified to go after what you want. The only thing standing in your way is the belief that you lack something. Think about how much time has been wasted waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for more knowledge, waiting for more confidence. But confidence doesn't come from waiting, it comes from doing. Knowledge expands when you take action. The right moments are created, not waited for. The people who succeed are the ones who stop waiting and start moving. They understand that what they have right now is enough to get started, and as they move forward, they gain more of what they need along the way. No one is coming to hand you more resources, more time, or more opportunities. You must take what you already have and use it. Everything you need is already inside of you, the talent, the creativity, the strength, the resilience. The question is, will you recognize it, will you use it, or will you keep telling yourself the lie that you need something else before you begin? The answer to your success is not out there, it's in you. Struggle is not the enemy, it is the gateway. Too many people see struggle as a sign to stop, as proof that they are on the wrong path. They believe that if something is difficult, it must not be meant for them. But that is a lie. Struggle is not a stop sign, it is a test. It is the process that separates those who truly want success from those who only wish for it. Every great achievement, every major breakthrough, and every extraordinary success has been born from struggle. The people who rise to the top are the ones who refuse to let struggle break them. Instead, they use it to make them stronger. Most people run from struggle because they don't understand its purpose. They think hardship is a sign of failure, when in reality it is the refining fire that builds resilience, character, and endurance. When you go through struggle, you are being shaped. You are being tested to see if you have what it takes to handle the success you desire. Struggle forces you to grow. It pushes you beyond your comfort zone. It teaches you lessons that ease and comfort never could. Without struggle, there is no strength. Without resistance, there is no progress. The very challenges you try to avoid are the ones designed to prepare you for what you've been asking for. Look at anyone who has achieved massive success, and you will see a story filled with struggle. There is no exception. The business leaders, athletes, and world changers you admire have all faced obstacles that would have broken most people. But they didn't stop when it got hard. They didn't quit when they were met with failure. They didn't let struggle convince them that success wasn't meant for them. Instead, they pushed through, knowing that the struggle was shaping them into the person they needed to become. The difference between winners and losers is not the presence or absence of struggle, it is how they respond to it. Most people see struggle as an inconvenience, something to be avoided at all costs. But those who truly understand success see struggle as a privilege. Why? Because struggle means growth. Struggle means you are stretching beyond your limits. Struggle means you are in the process of becoming stronger. The resistance you face is not there to stop you, it is there to build you. The discomfort you feel is not a sign to quit, it is a sign that you are on the right path. Nothing worth having comes without struggle, and the sooner you embrace that truth, the sooner you will break through to new levels of success. Struggle teaches you what you are truly capable of. It forces you to develop skills you never knew you had. It strengthens your mind, your spirit, and your determination. When you overcome obstacles, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than you once believed. And once you realize that struggle cannot break you, you become unstoppable. The greatest power you can develop is the ability to keep going no matter how hard it gets. The moment you stop seeing struggle as an enemy and start seeing it as a teacher, everything changes. Most people quit too soon. They start a business, but when they face setbacks, they give up. They start a fitness journey, but when progress is slow, they lose motivation. They pursue a goal, but when they hit obstacles, they decide it wasn't meant for them. They don't realize that the struggle was not a sign to quit, it was a test to see how badly they wanted it. The universe will always test your commitment before it rewards you with success. If you can push through the struggle, if you can keep going when most people would give up, you will reach a level of success that few ever experience. Struggle humbles you, sharpens you, and refines you. It strips away weakness, excuses, and distractions. It forces you to dig deep and find out who you really are. It exposes your flaws, but it also reveals your potential. Without struggle, there is no transformation. The very thing you are trying to avoid is the thing that will elevate you. Every setback, every disappointment, every painful moment is preparing you for something greater. If you quit in the struggle, you forfeit the success waiting on the other side. But if you push through, you will not only achieve your goal, you will become the kind of person who can sustain. There is no shortcut to greatness. No one reaches the top without struggle. The question is not whether you will face difficulty, it is whether you will keep going when you do. The struggle is not blocking you from success, it is the path to success. The resistance is not there to stop you, it is there to strengthen you. The pain, the pressure, the obstacles, they are all working for your good. Every struggle you face is an opportunity to grow, to rise, and to prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Waiting is the silent killer of dreams. Too many people convince themselves that they need more time, more preparation, or more certainty before they take action. They tell themselves they will start tomorrow, next week, or next year, but deep down, they know that tomorrow never comes. The people who succeed are the ones who understand that now is the only time that matters. They don't wait for conditions to be perfect. They don't wait to feel ready. They don't wait for permission. They decide, they act, and they move forward without hesitation. Procrastination is the greatest enemy of success. It disguises itself as logic and patience, making you believe that waiting is the smart thing to do. It whispers in your ear, telling you that you need to do more research, get more experience, or wait for the right moment. But the truth is, waiting is just another form of fear. It is the fear of failure, the fear of discomfort, and the fear of the unknown. If you let fear control your decisions, you will remain stuck in the same place year after year, watching others take the opportunities that could have been yours. The people who achieve great things in life are not necessarily the smartest, the most talented, or the most prepared. They are the ones who take action before they feel ready. They understand that movement creates momentum. The moment you start, no matter how small, you set a chain reaction in motion. Action builds confidence. Action sharpens your skills. Action opens doors that you never knew existed. But none of that can happen if you remain stuck in hesitation, overthinking every decision instead of moving forward. There will never be a perfect time to start. There will always be reasons to wait. Life will always present obstacles, distractions, and excuses that make it seem like now is not the right moment. But if you keep waiting, you will wake up one day and realize that years have passed and nothing has changed. The people who win in life are not the ones who had the best starting position. They are the ones who started despite their fears, despite their doubts, and despite the obstacles in their way. They took what they had and made a decision to move. Your future depends on the actions you take today. Every day that you delay is another day lost, another opportunity missed, another step further from the life you want. The most successful people are not those who had everything figured out before they started. They are the ones who figured things out along the way. They made mistakes, they failed, they adjusted, but they kept moving. The act of moving forward is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Regret is the price you pay for hesitation. The pain of failure is temporary, but the pain of never trying lasts a lifetime. If you look back 5 years from now, will you be proud of the actions you took today, or will you be filled with regret for the opportunities you let pass by? The difference between where you are and where you want to be is the decision to start. Every great success story begins with a moment of decision, the moment when someone chose to move instead of waiting for the perfect conditions. You have everything you need to take the first step. You don't need to know every detail of the journey. You don't need to have every answer. All you need to do is start. Clarity comes from action, not from endless thinking. Confidence is built through doing, not waiting. Every time you take a step, no matter how small, you gain more strength, more insight, and more momentum. The sooner you start, the sooner you grow. And the sooner you grow, the sooner you will achieve the success you have been waiting for. The time to move is not next week, not next year, not when you feel ready.